We're going to do a test review. So you guys will take your test on Friday. It's all about inequalities. There's nothing crazy going on here. And so unfortunately for a lot of this, you either kind of know how to do it or you don't. Okay, I can give you a little bit of notes, but there's not like a god awful lot that I can give you. Okay, so starting with this, and this is just basic notes. If we have this sign or this sign, is that an open or closed dot? It's a closed dot. Okay, and so obviously this is going to be open. What the heck am I doing? Okay, so as far as like for all these, that's going to be the general gist of what's going on. You need to solve for and on all these. So if we look at the very first one, on the 3, should it be open or closed? Closed. Going which way? To the right. Okay, and if you guys don't remember how to do the arrow, there's multiple ways to do it, but essentially if you would draw a line off this arrow, okay, one of them is going to look right and one of them won't. An arrow doesn't go like this, but an arrow does go like this as far as like the shape and how it should look. Okay, so or you can do the alligator mouth or whatever way the thing is facing, whatever's going to work for you. Okay, look at number 3. What needs done to solve for n? Plus 10. Okay, and I'm just going to write it up here, but plus 10 and plus 10. Okay, we're going to get, what is negative 16 plus 10? Boys, what are we doing? Negative 16 plus 10. I know, why do you guys not have a calculator? This ain't your first day in here. Negative 6. Okay, on the negative 6 should be open or closed? Open or closed? Closed. Okay, going which way? To the right, yeah. Okay, number 5. What needs done to that one? Minus 10 from both sides. Okay, so I'm going to say minus 10 and a minus 10. That's going to give me a 3. Okay, on the 3, should that be open or closed?
Open.
Open, good. Going which way? To the left. Okay, 7. What needs done? Times 10. Times 10. On both sides. Okay, somewhere on here, and I'm going to write it right here. I would probably write this note, because you guys freaking forget. Okay? If you multiply or divide by a negative, flip the sign. Okay, and the reason I say write it, you guys know to do it, but that way you don't forget on test day. Okay, if you're looking at your review on test day, that's just going to be a little reminder for you to be like, oh shoot, let me flip the sign. Okay, so on number 7, we don't need to do that, but on number 8, you would need to do that. Okay, so make sure when you multiply or divide by a negative, you got to flip that sign. Okay, so if it's going this way, then it will be flipped and going this way. Okay, and so all it really does is change your line direction. So it's not that huge a deal. It'll just be -1 on your test, but if you did everything else right. Okay, on the 150, is it going to be open or closed? Closed. Going which way? To the right. Okay, number 9. And yes, you do divide by 2. Okay, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. And I'm going to have to write this one down here. I'm not going to have enough room. Okay, do we need to flip our sign? No. Okay, so that's going to give me 7. On the 7, is that going to be open or closed? Open. Going which way? To the left. Good. Okay, 11. Where can I put a 1? Where should you put a 1? With the P. Okay, so, and that's just to help you out a little bit. So put the 1 right there. Okay, what do we do with the parentheses? Yeah, so negative 7 times 1. So it'll be negative 7, P. Negative 7 times negative 9. Positive 63. Okay, if we're looking at this, who's the third wheel? Who needs to move first? The 63. Okay, so we're going to say minus 63 on both sides. I got negative 7p. What is 70 minus 63? 7. Okay. Then what needs to happen? How do I break up that couple?
Divide.
Divide.
But don't you flip it?
Yes, why do I need to flip it?
It's negative.
What's negative though? The 7. Okay, so even though the 1's negative, okay, really this is what we're looking at. We divided by this negative 7 everywhere. Okay, so the sign really needs to go this way now. Okay. Okay, on the 1, should that be open or closed? The negative 1, sorry. Closed. Going which way? To the right. Okay, look at number 13. What needs done first? Okay, who has the same last name? We talked about this before. Okay, and if you need a refresher, what's this guy's last name? He's got a last name of N, right? Does he have a last name? No. What's his last name? N. So that means that those ones could get put together. Okay? If there was another, I don't know, a negative 7, then the 7 and the 8 could get put together. So on here, what can get put together? The 3 and 8, because they both have no last name. So what is negative 3 plus 8? 5. So we get A plus 5, and that's 6 there. Minus 5 on both sides. And that's going to give me a 1. Okay, on the 1, is it going to be open or closed? Open. Going which way? No, you're good. You had me double thinking. I was about to draw it, and I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, 15. Who can get put together? Who's got the same last name? 7 and 8. Okay, notice there's no sign in front of the 7. That's okay. You're going to type it in on your calculator just the way it looks. So we would say 7 and then a plus 8 because that plus goes with that 8. So 7 plus 8, 15. Okay, 15 minus R, and we got a 21. Okay, then what needs done? Minus 15. Okay, here's where some of you guys are going to mess up. You're going to write down R, and it's not R. What is it?
Negative what?
Negative 1 or a negative R, okay? And because that adds an extra step, okay? What is 21 minus 15? 6. Okay, and then what needs done? Divide by 1. So if you forget to do the -1r, you're gonna forget to flip the sign, and it's also you're gonna have a +6 when the answer should really be -6. Okay, so we're gonna flip, and it's gonna be -6 instead. Okay, so on your test, you forgot those two things, then that's gonna be -2. Okay, on the 6, is that gonna be open or closed? Closed. Going which way? To the left. Gibson, you with me? Oh, okay. Okay, 17. What needs done first?
The 4 and the 1.
The parentheses. So yes, the 4 and the 1, I'm assuming is what you're talking about. Okay, so anytime there's parentheses, you got to do that first. Okay, so we're going to say 4 times 1. What is 4 times 1? 4. 4 times -5. -20p. Okay, and so now if we're looking at this, who has the same last name? 8 and the -20. Okay, so we're going to say -8 on your calculator, -20. What is a -8 minus 20? -28p plus 4, and we got that -136. Okay, who's the third wheel? The fourth, yep, so -4. What is -136 minus 4? -140. Okay, then how do we break up that couple? Divide by -28. Do we need to flip our sign? Why? What's negative? The 28 is negative. Okay, what is -140 divided by -28? 5? Somebody agree with that? I don't know what it is, I'm gonna be honest. -140 divided by -28. 5. Okay, on the 5, should it be open or closed?
Open.
Open. Going which way?
To the left.
To the left. Okay, 19. What needs done first?
Times by 2.
Yep, we'll do the parentheses. So -6 times 2. It's going to be -12m. -6 times -3. Be a +18. Okay, who's the third wheel? 18. So how do I move it? What is 114 minus 18? 96. Okay, and then we're going to divide by -12. And don't forget to flip. What is 96 divided by -12? -8. Okay, is that going to be open or closed? Open. Going which way?
Right.
Okay, for 21 through 24, those are the compound ones. What does an and look like? So some say and some say or. How do we know? Huh?
Two dots?
They do look like two dots. Which way does and go?
Together,
Good job. Okay, so and essentially goes in, okay? So they should look like something like this, okay? The or, they point out, okay? So it's gonna look like something like that, okay? They're gonna point out away from each other. But other than that, it's solving an inequality like any other one, okay? So ands go in, ors go out, okay? So if we're looking at the very first one, we're taking these two equations separately. So I got n minus 7 and a negative 4. Okay, so how do I solve that one? Plus 7 on both sides. That's gonna give me a 3. Okay, for the other one,
divide by 8, times 8.
times by 8 on both sides. Okay, so we're gonna say times 8, times 8. Do I need to flip my sign? No, because the 8's not negative. Even though this one is, we're timesing by negative 8. Or timesing by positive 8. Okay, so we have our two inequalities. Okay, on the 3, should that be open or closed? Open on the 3. Okay, and what about the negative 8? It's also open. You can have one open and one closed, though, okay? So, and then is this an and or an or? In. So should it be pointed in or out? In. Okay, on this very first one, who's the third wheel? Who needs moved first? The 10. So we're going to minus 10 from both sides. Okay, it's got to be a minus. If there's no sign in front of here, then it's a magic plus sign. Okay, so I'm going to get 3b and a 30. Okay, and then I'm going to divide by negative 3. Do we need to flip? Yes. So it's going to give me a negative 10. Okay, we're going to add 5 on both sides. And it's going to give me a negative 6. And then we're going to divide by 2. Okay, and we don't need to flip because the 2's not negative. Okay, on the 10, open or closed? Negative 10, sorry.
Open.
Open. What about the negative 3? Closed. Okay, are these in or out? They're pointed out. Okay. We have 2 left. Okay, this one, you have 2 things. Definitely write the notes down. So, if it's like this or like this, is that going to be a solid or dotted line? That is a solid line. Okay, if it's like this or this, it's going to be a dotted line. Okay, and again, you can use this on your test, so put the notes on there. Okay, for these ones, is that going to be shade above or below? Below. Okay, so we're going to shade below, which is totally fine. If you don't have these memorized, you don't need to, okay? If you have the notes on your paper. Okay, so, we're gonna start this line at the 4. And my slope is, I do wanna write on here, okay, this is a positive line. And this is a negative line. Okay, so make sure yours is going, so mine is a positive line, so the line should be going like this. Okay, so I cannot go up 4, so I'm gonna have to go down 4 and over which way? To the left, okay? So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 1.
That be dotted.
It is gonna be dotted line. Okay, and then you're gonna take this same thing and match it up in here. So is that gonna be shade above or below? Above. So same thing, Nick, find this. See how it matches up? The thing is like, has no line and it's faced towards the Y. So we need to find the same sign somewhere in here and then it'll tell us where to shade. Okay, so this one's gonna be shade above. Okay, I don't say it too often, but it's really not that complicated, okay? You're gonna take your sign and match it up in each box, okay? So you're gonna take one from box 1 and one from box 2. Okay, and if you didn't finish getting the notes, that's fine. I will totally scroll back up in just a minute. Okay, 27. We're gonna graph these two lines separately. So I'm gonna start with this one, okay? And it starts at -2. And my slope is 1/3. So I'm gonna go up 1 and over 3. Okay, and again, find your sign and match it up. Is this gonna be solid or dotted? Match it up. It's gonna be a dotted line. But you didn't write these down right, 'cause this should be. So see how these ones go this way, and these ones go this way, and then you have one with a line and one without, so this is. Okay, so you said it was what? Yeah, so that means shade below. Correct.
Okay, on the top of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back once I'm done with this problem, okay? So we're gonna shade below. Line 2 starts at 2. Can I go up 5? No, so I'm gonna have to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, is this gonna be solid or dotted? It's also gonna be a dotted line. Okay, and this one, is it gonna be shade above or below?
Above.
Above. Okay, and so this one is gonna have this tiny baby corner that's gonna be shaded dark. Okay, and I made a mistake, so when you extend your line, see how this one's hanging way off the picture? Really, they should be like that, because I cut mine like right here, and then you almost can't tell to shade right there, okay? So make sure that when you're doing your lines, you're drawing them like way, way past, that way you can clearly see. And yeah.